So this theory is not like something that I'm buying into. I just wanted to give it an option, a chance to see if it's something that could be possible, like maybe. The phrase that the Polaroids create, "You've been here for 2 decades. It is not about a time loop. James has been in a mental hospital for 2 decades. Interesting. Okay. So right off the bat, I'll explain my feelings there. I don't believe it. I don't think there's enough things to kind of in a sense like support that theory. That's just me. I don't really believe that, but I wanted to give it a chance before I said no. Okay. Says the story of the game is not happening in the present. James has a PTSD episode in the opening, according to Luke Roberts, the voice actor that plays James. Then he recalls a traumatic time of his life during the first couple of years of his hospitalization, which led him to being hospitalized for so long. If you haven't, read my post about James and his connection to the mental hospital. My post about a playpen, the hidden side story in the game. If you don't read them, you won't understand many of the things I'll talk about. Fuck. Previously, I posted proof that the janitor is James. What? Now, I'll talk about James' past before that time and the trauma he suffered. This will be a very long post with proof and a lot of things to back it up. And many hidden details that most of you miss. SA is mentioned, so be careful of that. They might be. First off, the x-ray in Brookhaven are James's. You can see his jawline and his teeth, especially his crooked canine tooth that sticks out. There are also some explanation for the x-rays in the game files. A big sketch of James's face is in the corner of Brookhaven's lobby. I could see why this is a thing. I could see why this because it does look a little bit like him. It does look a lot of bit like him. The remake expands on the novel, in which it is confirmed that James had been a mental patient in the past. Masahiro Ito, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, has also mentioned this last year. His memories and trauma from his hospitalization appear throughout the entire game, as much as his guilt for what he did to Mary. So Ito says, a straitjacket is primarily for mental patients. James might have been a mental patient too at the opening of the game, but was not a rampageous patient. Now, I'ma just look up, hey Siri, define a rampageous.
The verb rampage means, especially of a large group of people, move through a place and of.
I said rampageous.
Here are matches for rampage.
All right, listen. In the Silent Hill 2 novel, James recognizes a note in Brookhaven, and it says it was written about him a long time ago. For the rest of the story, he often wonders if he's still hospitalized and hallucinating, and whether his psychiatrist, the director we read about, is leaving him items. He asked the director for help inside his head. In the novel, however, the director wasn't implied to be a terrible person. In the remake, Bluebird took their own creative liberties and expanded on James's hospitalization, mental illness, and trauma a lot. The 3 patients are all James, and the game files confirm they symbolize fear, disgust, and aggression. Just like the 3 paths he takes to unlock the box in the hospital otherworld, the 3 paths in the labyrinth. There's a reason these emotions are so present in the game, or present so much in the game, and it isn't related to Mary. How he felt about her when she was sick. Also, the hand, which we put their bracelets on, is James's hand model. I mean, listen, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. So far, I still think it's a stretch, but I don't think it's that much of a stretch because some of this stuff do look legit. That does look like his handshake right there. But I'm gonna still reserve my thoughts until we finish. This is interesting. Bro, I'm still not over this chat shit. It was fucking amazing. The fact that you kept that shit up too. No, the tombstone that only appears in New Game Plus. This quote is from the movie Timbre. I don't know, dude. The attention to detail in Silent Hill 2, I would not ever underestimate them. In which the protagonist becomes a murderer after enduring violence, sexual humiliation, and the symbols above are the aggression patient and the aggression path in the labyrinth. Okay, you did help, Gwen. I appreciate you. So this is in New Game Plus only. Let me see if we can read this. There was only one answer to the fury that tortured him, and so he committed his first act of murder. He had broken the most deep noted taboo, deep rooted taboo, and found not guilt, not Jesus, not anxiety or fear, but freedom. Any humiliation stood in his way, which stood in his way, he could be swept aside by the simple act of annihilation. Does that say? Murder. I'm not sure because I haven't got that far in New Game Plus. I mean, I haven't done it on my computer. The exact reason James was hospitalized is unknown. Note number 1 is only a clue that doesn't say much. The novel, the remake, and note 2 that also appears on the original game imply heavily that he has schizophrenia. And as a track in Silent Hill 2 bonus OST is titled Schizoid. Are these the same? So as we've read this in the game, obviously, the case bears a disturbing similarity to a situation that took place in the facility a few years back. The patient admitted he was on a court order, but the consent of his remaining family. His condition appeared to be improving for the first few weeks. The administered medications paired with the individual sessions with a psychologist and art therapy alleviated his avolition, anhedonia, and social withdrawal. There was no reason for concern. They didn't even know anything was wrong until the night guard reported one of his keys was missing. When they found him, it was already too late. And then there's a song called Schizoid. This is an unused note by an employee. The director began acting strange, became obsessed with James after he arrived. The fact that they tried to erase the phrases he has become obsessed, and I'm afraid of that, implies that he had a history of abuse and the staff was afraid of him. Things haven't been the same ever since the 3 got here. He's become upset. He's become preoccupied with them. Seems to think that they're connected somehow. That they share a common ailment, a common thread that binds them. That's what he says. He says it is not even an illness. I could not agree with him, but I am not a doctor. What do I know? Still, he has been acting strange, both close and distant. Perhaps it's nothing. Impetuous of a busy mind. Wait, what? Bro, these words are killing me. In an unused note, the director says that James reminds him of someone, but he tries to erase what he wrote. This is related to the note we found in the safe in his office. It may appear to be about Mary and Maria, but the director's handwriting is about James. I suck at reading cursive, but okay. This is a very interesting theory. Like, you have to take a lot of time to dig into this, though. Like, holy shit. We found notes throughout the the hospital sequence that imply SA, and some of them is obvious and undeniable. The first note is a small hole in the wall with the aggression patient symbol painted around it, which turns into a gaping hole later in the game. I remember lying in the water empty, then I felt him stare. He was close, very close. I had to get out, had to get away, but he kept staring, so I made him stop. Now I'm empty again. Can we go back to the pool? Okay. Outbursts of aggressive visual and auditory hallucinations. What did I miss? It used to. I don't know, because some of the things in Silent Hill is not like necessarily like hard. Like, a lot of this is so, that's the reason Silent Hill 2 is so beautiful, is because there's so much open to theory and interpretation, because the loop theory is still a thing where it's like, is that like, this is just one theory. Yeah. Like this, because if this is true, this could change the entire dynamics of how we see the game. But like, at the same time, the loop theory could too. There is so much. So far, I'm still not being pulled in like fully, but I'm open-minded to it, because The loop theory was something that I was like, nah, until I thought about it, and I was like, oh shit. And now I'm thinking, how many fucking cars are under with James's bodies are under Toluca Lake? But what if this is different? Another hole with the eye painted around it is later found in the pool wall. I forgot to screenshot. This is where the SA attempt took place. It wasn't the first time, and it apparently triggered his PTSD and made him attack the director, and then he went hysterical and ran away. Yeah, definitely. But this is because they didn't, even though one of the people from Bloober did confirm that that was the right note to find. They didn't confirm the loop theory though. They didn't confirm it. They just winked at us, because what if that is more? I'm just saying, what if? This note shows James' behavioral and physical symptoms. Note them because they are important. I will explain soon. He also had to be restrained and bathed. They only discovered something that they suspected to be self-injury on the day they bathed him. So can you imagine? Because think about this. Near everybody you find, like throughout the game, there's a note with like tips and shit on it. Like, do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. And could that possibly be in James's head and him leaving things for himself if he is schizophrenic with those things spread around? Because patient transferred for observation, malnourished, shallow breathing, avoids eye contact, agitated in the presence of staff, frantic at the notion of touch. Patient refuses solid food, nasogastric force feeding required, serotonin antagonist administered to reduce nausea and vomiting. Patient restrained for bathing and feeding. Self-injury suspected, could not confirm. Something is very wrong, they said. What are you doing right now? We're reading a huge theory on Silent Hill 2 that could possibly change a lot if true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it can. That also can, because that's what I'm leaning towards. But this is, last night I found myself looking, and I was like, nah. But the more I read, I'm like, hold on, this could be crazy. What kind of injury must it have been? Also, the fact that he refused to bathe to a point where he had to be restrained and forced could have been a form of self-defense, trying to be disgusting so that his abuser wouldn't want to touch him. Oh, Jesus. Woo! Bro, if this, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it is, but if this was true, I mean, that's a dark one. I wouldn't put it past Silent Hill though. Yeah, dude, this is We Detective Batman tonight. This is a long night, my friends. The boys are arguing in the group chat, taking some heavy shots. I'm trying to stay at it right now. Yeah, dodge all that shit. Dodge all that shit. These are explanations for his x-rays found in the game files. The last one is in the game. The truth is most likely that he couldn't get a digestive tract inflammation. Is that he didn't get a digestive tract inflammation about hair pulling and swallowing. All the symptoms behavior shows. And the notes are all of... Okay, we're going to read that in a minute. Let's read this. Inflammation of digestive tract and stomach. Probable cause hair pulling and swallowing. Antibiotics. No visible lesions. Neurological damage. Recommended further psychiatric evaluation. Piece of glass successfully removed. No sign of nerve damage. If aggressive behavior persists, I recommend the patient to be restrained at all times. Skull trauma from childhood fully recovered. Can't read that because that's blurred out. Yeah, dog. He ain't about that life. We ain't about that life for real. All in a good way, not in a punk way. We are not about that life. I'm not getting involved in that shit. All the symptoms and behavior shows that all of the notes were signs of grape syndrome, as it is scientifically called. Recent SA victims are constantly overwhelmed by aggression, fear, and disgust, and many of them have found vomiting and digestive tract inflammation, loss of appetite, and staring and touching them may trigger their PTSD. There is, think about it, when Maria attempts to touch James, he pulls away from her like all the fucking time. Like every single time. And even when she like leans her head on him, he doesn't like even touch her. I don't think at one point. There's a picture of when she leans against him, he doesn't touch her. I'm just tossing out things that may be valid. Maybe. I'm not saying that this is true. The girl in this note is the fear patient. We can see the mental state he was at when he got moved to room L1 to be closely monitored. As per the report in the previous post, being around him, so many people terrified him, so he made a little attempt to isolate himself. I think everybody took that as that initially, but dude, you also have to realize some of the things that we didn't really pay attention to before, which was like his alcoholism that they barely mentioned, right? But in the remake, when she offers him a drink, he's like, no, and that's something larger there that no one ever really honed in on, at least me, I didn't. So that's why I'm so open to it, because there's so many subtle things about James, like, you know, because I think like something mentioned him being a fucking working in a damn office or some shit like that. I don't. There's so much about this character that we might not fucking know. I don't know. They brought in the what? I hate cursive sometimes. Today, poor thing hasn't said a word. She just sits there. Oh, the girl, my fault. She just sits there, head in her hand, sobbing and quivering. I waved to her into the corner bed. She seems to have calmed down a bit. She even smiled at me, I think. Okay. No, we're not saying James worked in the hospital. We're saying James could have been a patient in the hospital. And even Masahiro Ito said he could have been, maybe, but he hasn't confirmed it. But I think James worked in a different place. Like, he's just a normal ass guy, but it's like just certain shit like that makes me think, what if there's so much more about this character that we don't know? The director also had a photo of the tent in his office. We found the fear bracelet in another tent, and we found the same tent in the fear path of the hospital in the other world, with a note that tells something more than just a puzzle, solution to the puzzle. One year they've been watching me, so many pills they fed me. When a loud hour comes, I tremble every time the light falls. How long is this? Jesus. This person must have spent a lot of time digging in. James's x-rays are supposed to belong to the disgust patient. And at this point, he had been moved to a single room with a big window, which the director will watch him from for all times. As his report I posted previously says, when James lifts the disgust patient's blanket, he finds a pile of intestines. And it's one of the very few moments in the game that this does get a strong reaction out of him. The note on the rooftop is changed in the remakes in order to show that James was determined to do something that he had been planning. According to later notes, both in the hospital and prison, which is a continuation of the same story, James stole the night guard's key. So we've already seen all of these when we played the game. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be harder for me to read these, but we've read these in the game. All of these are in the game. Especially because this was an original. And plan to kill the director is told in various ways, literally and metaphorically. He was caught a couple of times. The last note in my previous post is unused. Wait. Which one? Which one is unused? The last note in my previous post is unused and talks about a prisoner who hid the shiv in isolation cell in the final version of the game. So I'm assuming this is in the game files. I cannot read this. I'm not good at cursive. Certain people doing cursive. Let's just say that. And according to the game files, the thief in that note is also the same person who wrote the note on the floor of the cell. It's not talking about taking objects. It's a metaphor for non-consensual sex. Notice the hole in the middle, which also pulsates in the game. That's a take. I just saw this because I just got through Toluca prison. Not long ago, like yesterday, was it? I won't take, I will own. I mean, I will take, I will own. Okay. Reap what you sow is written on the path to the warden's office. Its director's office. It looks the same, and the typewriter is there to make it obvious. Also, the back room is there. James' obsession with getting revenge is the main focus of that part of the game. Reap what you sow. He locked himself in, took the key. None of the COs got a spare, but I know there's one. He was going nuts. over the disease. See if the head nurse doesn't have it. Thinks he's safe up there. He'll get what's coming. Most SA victims have obsessive thoughts about revenge, used as a means to cope with their shame and self-blame, which does portray on Angela very, the self-blame and shame. He eventually succeeded. The murder is hinted in a few different ways, but it is clearly told as two of the innocent prisoners' stories in the gallows puzzle. Gwen, are you there? Are you there right now? Because I just read this yesterday. And I'm thinking, I thought about something, because at first I thought this was about Angela. Are you there? Because I'm gonna read one. It's this one right here. It's this one. Let me. Yeah. So this is the one that actually raised my suspicions yesterday before I even heard about this theory. It says, I waited long. I bid my time. I could wait to commit my crime. The man appeared. He saw me not. A bloody end is what he got. In truth, he was less man than beast. And on my flesh and soul he'd feast. My will to live, he tried to break. There is so much a man can take. And then right after that, we go into the abstract daddy boss fight, and Angela's there. That is not a coincidence, I don't think. I don't think that's a coincidence. And the other one says, in shadows cast 100 lies and wait. His violent intent choked on a veil of fate. And an enigma, Jesus, almost let a slur, motivates undefined. As the prey approaches, their fates intertwine. Desperation's grip suffocates the error. The attacker's pass, the tell of despair. A victim turned assailant. A tragic decree on this night of judgment. Pain sets both men free. I almost let it slip for real, dog. Big time. I ain't mean to though. I'm black though, I can say it. I just didn't want to hit the hard R by mistake. What's the other one? They still haven't found him since he has the cabinet key. We should assume one of the prisoners got his hands on it. Remember what happened last time? There was a spike. Okay. Some of this shit. It does, but let's just say if this is true, like just reading this theory, we're just gonna act like this is true. In that case, it directly relates to James. If this thing is true, it directly relates to James. The thing is, I still don't think it's strong enough, because it would pull a lot away from his whole storyline with Mary, because this whole thing is like kind of implying that Mary is not real in that case, and that everything here is just in his head because he has schizophrenia, which would be super fucking tragic, but I'm not sure. This whole and the message are in the prison showers, where the prisoner supposedly locked himself up with his victim. The bathtubs are also a common theme in this game. I'm not sure if it represents where he killed him or if it's one of the places where he was essayed. They won't save you. Then again, brother, I don't know, because there's a lot of sexual themes in this game, and I'm just wondering something. His weapon was possibly a rusty scissors. The barbershop in the opening has huge rusty scissors outside and many more on the inside. The one is next to the note in a straitjacket. Look at Asset's name. That would also explain why Pyramid Head's weapon is half scissors. Oh, whoa. This is what I mean. Some of this shit is quite strong, because that's literally his great sword is literally. There's two shears, because you remember there's one left behind. That's a perfect song to start playing right now if y'all gonna hear that shit. Wait, we're already on Angela's song? No, we're not. Maybe. No, they played that in the original there. My fault. I saw him again at least. I didn't think so. Yeah, so we read a note. And then there's a straitjacket. I know, right? Shit. Straitjacket, clothing. Let me see. Straitjacket, static mesh. Yeah, so that is a straitjacket, according to the file name. After that, from the notes, it seems that James was locked away in an old isolation cell. If a person is proven to be severely mentally ill, they could evade prison and get treatment in a high security facility. Guards think we're lepers now. I don't know why, but they stay away. I won't complain. This cell is to be cleaned up by Tuesday. Make sure you get the concert to it by then. The previous tenant has been moved to death row as per warden's order. Guards are to keep their distance from prisoners at all times. Blah, blah, blah. We seen that around there. Okay. This is also evident when he hears the isolation cell and enters the isolation cell and gets locked up and trapped for some time, and a voice laughs at him, and there's a note inside in which he apologizes to himself and explains he just wanted to protect himself. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I couldn't let them take you, and now you're still there, aren't you? This is, dude, like I said, Faye hit me up and she was like, check this out, and I was like, I'm not sure about that, but that was before I read it. Abstract Daddy looks different to James than to Angela. Confirmed. That has been confirmed. And Mateus Leonard said that the Abstract Daddy sequence has a personal meaning to James. Whoa, I've never heard that before. To James. In the novel, James says the reason he saw Abstract Daddy in the novel, James says the reason he saw Abstract Daddy was because he hides the same darkness as Angela. Thinking about that, why does James see Abstract Daddy? And he sees it in his way, not hers. Abstract Daddy has James's limbs. He's wearing medical mitts on his hands, a common restraint for the mental patients who have self-harmed or attacked others. His knees are red with bleeding cuts, signs of struggle, and he has the same feet as James's corpse in the fridge. Yeah, but even so, Angela cannot see James's creatures or monsters. So if James is able to see Abstract Daddy, but in his way, there's a mix. So yeah, and that I think because we start thinking about the loop theory. That's possibly James's body in the fucking fridge. That because that's the one that Eddie says he was already there when I got here, and I believe that because there's a lot of corpses around Silent Hill anyway, and they look like they belong to James. Like I said, those feet look the exact same. Like you could say that that's just a reused asset, but I'm like, the attention to detail in this game, my friend, I'm not sure about that. But the toes look the exact fucking same. Can't believe we're turning to toe analyzers now. Mary and the corpses in the morgue have different feet types, so it was intentional. That's true. Like I said, attention to detail. It wouldn't make sense if we were able to look at everybody's fucking feet and it's all the same. Okay, hold on, bro. Those two toes at the end are crossed over like this. Mary and the corpses in the morgue have different feet types, so it was intentional. Looking at this anatomy, it has to be the victim's limbs, not the assaulters. Also, the voice on the TVs is the director's. It may simply be the same actor, or it could be intentional. And obviously, we know what that is, but you're correct because this has to be the victim's feet. Bro, that's just such a cursed image. This is PT as fuck. When he first sees the Abstract Daddy, it's only a moment of the game. He's truly mortified and he was about to cry. I use cam hack. Let's see that. And nothing else gets that kind of reaction on him. Not other monsters, not killing Eddie, not what he did to Mary or her monster form. All right, that's a goofy ass face right there. All right, damn. Nah, he looked like he about to cry for real right there. That's kind of crazy. You see that? Cause like there are assets in the game, like earlier in the game, like when he's in front of the mirror, somebody used cam hack, and he was like having a seizure and sweating, having a seizure, and then he goes in to rub his face and he kind of like disassociates. He's already sweating because what he just did, or what he may have not done but think he did. Yeah, that and you know when you get to the hotel, his eyes tear up. That's actually terrifying as fuck. Like, this is really tragic. Potentially. The only other time where James is upset by Pyramid's first encounter, Ito said that Pyramid did not grape, but was meant to look sexual. James maybe believed it was SA. And he looked terrified, although he hardly reacted to anything before. I love this shot so much, dude. It's so iconic. It's just something about it being in the kitchen, dim ass lights. Oh my god. Damn, bro, those eyes are crazy. Because listen, I do believe that these eerie brother, this right here, just like this right here. I don't know what it is about this, but it is eerie as fucking. I love it. Fuck. But yeah, I think these facial animations are a big part of this game, bro, because they call out. This game is so uncanny, and it's like, I think it's so important. So these are good points. When Pyramid Head approaches him, his eye sockets turn red, and he's obviously trying not to cry. His eyes dart around like really fast, like fight or flight response, even when he's off camera. I don't know what I would do if I was James in a room with Pyramid Head, bro. That would be fucking terrifying. There's so many representations of SA through the game, starting very early into the story. In the apartment in Saul Street, which was James, see my previous post, we find the first hole in the wall. Notice that the broken tiles are bleeding. Jesus. Who's got the red string on the wall with the conspiracy theories, man? How you doing, Richard? Bro, we are deep into a Silent Hill 2 theory, and I started this off by not thinking any of it will be potentially legit. I'm starting to consider some fucking things, brother. That is dark, if true. If true, this is like all if true, all of this is kind of crazy. I kind of want to believe it in a sense, but the thing is, I want to see how it connects to the rest of the game though, because this is a huge part. We spend a lot more time in that hospital, dude. Bro, we spent a lot of time in that mental hospital, and there's a lot new puzzles. You know, the one that's calling out my name though on some weekend shit is the dummy that we like put a lobotomy on. Because I felt really bad doing that. It felt really bad. You bring the tinfoil hats. All right, the room right next to the hole with the bad smell and the black substance, in which, what the fuck was that? Because that was not in the original. Leaves on James' hands, showing that he's still struggling with the trauma and with substance abuse that point in his life after he had been released and had met Mary. Okay, so what we're saying is interesting. So let's just say this. For now, we're not gonna say that Mary's fate. We're gonna, like the regular other theory might have said. I gotta reread that. We're gonna say that all of this happened before he met Mary. Let's just assume that, because I am very interested. I was like, is that Venom? Is he Venom now? Is he Eddie? Interesting. No. Yeah. We're not gonna talk about that now because the other theory get in there. So the holes in the remake don't represent James' lust, but his trauma. Because there's honestly, dude. I want to say this, and everybody knows, but there's a lot of holes in the game. He jumps down holes, he reaches into holes. Every time he jumps in or reaches in, it gets less hesitant every single time. The holes in this trauma, they all look disgusting and violated. And James shows discomfort and disgust when the actor interacts with him. Interacting with a hole and then leaving him idle with his hand near the hole makes his face twitch. Bro, facial animation. Yeah, I can never deny that. Like, look at this shit, bro. Look at this. This is crazy, dude. If true. I gotta keep saying that because I don't want nobody coming in and be like, oh, you believe this? All I'm gonna say is they are smart. I think if we're talking, I don't think so, because if the holes represent his trauma, then the nurses and the mannequins still represent, and Pyramid still represent his sexual repression. But we gonna move on because we gotta see how this loops in. We gotta see how this looks in, because so far it's saying all of this happened before James met Mary, right? So let's just lock in. Some more implication of SA. The last blue note is unused. I found it in the data files. I had to merge it with the lobotomy note because of the twinner limit. Okay, we'll see. Fuck is that? Jesus. Is that a fucking cloth badussy? I'm not even joking. Is that what it is? Because I can't tell what that shit is. He's there again, looking, staring. He says he'll drag me there. I don't want to. I won't let him take me. Yeah, but we haven't completed it yet, right? So, and because so far, whatever they've said, they've kind of linked it back. So it's interesting. Why won't they help me? Why do they keep me in here with him? Let me out, 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 let me out. Because think about this, right? Think about this. Hear me out when I say this, all right? You say that some of this may not add up because this could be about somebody else. But the question is, who the hell else could this be about? Because this is so significant throughout the entire mental hospital and throughout the game that so much emphasis on these prisoners and these patients. If these do not pin, if this is not pinned to somebody important in this game that we deal with, then why is it in the game and why is it in our face? Why do we interact with everything? This cannot just be the stories of random people, could it? It would be a drastic change, but that's the beauty of why we talking about Silent Hill over 20 years later. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm open to it, because the thing that's kept this game alive is shit like this. I'm lurking, but kind of have to respond because they're going too crazy. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. You ain't got to do nothing you don't want to, but if you want to, go for it. I'm just letting you know, buddies, when they beef, you can let them have that shit. I'll gas the fuck out of it. I'll be like, hell, I ain't getting in this bullshit. Oh, how we dance, arms flailing, our bodies in perfect synchrony. All right, hold up. And the music played, but in any dance, there comes a time where one must take the lead. The music got louder and louder, pounding, piercing, and then silence. Bro, I've only been streaming for 2 hours. Holy shit. Facts, you can be here. You can be here, bro. You don't even have to, just ignore them. Blue, lovely blue. So this one wasn't used. This is in the game files. Blue, lovely blue. Wait, lovely, lovely blue. No speak, no more, no wait, no me. Wet and quiet, quiet and wet. No speak, no laugh, no he, no he, no stare, no he, no stare, no he, no stare, no he, no, no. Facts, facts, facts. He'd place, my place, wet, calm was my place, hot, my now it's there too. Straight up, I'm here channeling dinner. I hope dinner is beautiful for you, bro. I'm gonna have some noodles tonight because I'm on that broke boy diet. What we doing, game? I'm somewhat of a detective myself. So far, to sum everything up, they're implying so far that before James met Mary, he was a mental patient. He had schizophrenia, and that he was sexually assaulted during this time. And there's a lot of notes to the game and a lot of symbolism and a lot of things that have happened that have supported this so far, potentially. This is not pinning this down, because if so, this would change the entire dynamic of what Silent Hill 2 is. It would make it somehow even more tragic. But the thing is, so far I'm following it. So far I don't think there's anything too out of pocket that will pull away, even though it's a big change. But my thing is, by the end of this must tie to what we have in the actual game and the narrative, or else I'm gonna just have to toss the whole thing out. There's a lot here, and I think that with how present all of these notes and all of these things that we continue to find, in these continuations from the first part of the game to the end, there's got to be more significance than we ever thought here, because I've never even considered that. Why are these notes here? Who are these people that are writing these notes? This might be James. There's a lot to take in these notes. Also, this may be an unrelated joke, but to me it seems like a cruel joke about James's trauma. Oh, hell nah. All-purpose ultra lube lubricant, power lube, motor oil, machine shop, get your hands dirty, oil can. Bro, Jesus. That's fucked. If true. I joined late, but I don't see them changing the story much. No, bro. Listen. The thing is, this is still like hints of this. All of this shit has been in the original, bro. The thing is, they've added more. They wouldn't just like toss all this new shit in, obviously. But a lot of this, like for example, all of the dead bodies throughout the remake, they're all in the original. All of these notes, they're all in the original. but they added on to it, like the some of the puzzles. If this is true for this game, it will be true for the original game. But there's not saying that it is, if true. But like, this isn't just new. This is a lot of this shit is in the original game, dude. And guess what? When that note came through, when it says you've been here for 20 years, this theory is saying that James has been in a mental hospital for 20 years, not that he's been in a loop. But just like if the loop theory is true, now so far I still think the loop theory holds more weight. But just like the loop theory, I just lost my train of thought. But fuck, if this is true, this adds a lot more dynamic to this game. Like I said, when it with the note, the one of the developers who did say, you got the note right, but they didn't confirm that it was the loop theory that we were right about. It just said you got it right, that you put the puzzle together. Calling out James and the audience with that you've been here for 20 years. No, that's what I think it is. And it's like, in what concept? Because they did not confirm the loop theory. Let's read this, because a lot of this in here, brother, it's Richard, like we said, like these notes throughout the game that are heavily implied with sexual assault and with these people who are trapped in hiding. These people could be, like, if James is, like we're saying, if James is schizophrenic and he's writing notes for himself, because there's notes next to all of these bodies saying you can only leave if you don't leave. I found that note saying you can only leave if you don't leave. The only way to leave is to stay. Shit like that. Like, who wrote this? This is not a fucking random note. Regardless of this theory or the loop theory, this is not random, bro. These notes mean so much, and these notes, a lot of these notes I found in the original game. But I feel like there's a lot more in the original game that I didn't find. Holy shit. So I forgot to add these notes to post about 13 to 18. Another incident was 0050. He got out of the pool and made a break into the garden, cutting himself wide open in the process. Thank God I was still here. He was completely manic, screaming. Had the orderlies hold him down, barely managed to stitch him up. He's back in his room for now, sedated. Dude, I think, what if, let's just hear us out. What if all of these theories are completely combined and true? Let's just I'm just saying. This could be great. This sounds insanity based. Yeah, dude, like we were just talking about Angela and Abstract Daddy, because it's known that Laura doesn't see any creatures. Angela doesn't see anybody but Abstract Daddy. James only sees Abstract Daddy during her section, but he still sees him, and it's completely different from what she sees. And they use they broke the cam to look at his face. He has tears in his eyes when he sees Abstract Daddy. And apparently in the Silent Hill 2 novel, the reason that he can see Abstract Daddy is because he has a darkness hidden as well as like Angela. That's what it. I can't believe I forgot to post this note, which the patient clearly describes as Satan has extreme hallucination. They feed me garbage and rotten meat, crawling with maggots, thick with snoo. They make me bite down. The juice is red and yellow. I hit the back of my throat. I choke, I gag, I vomit into my soda store, an aching, throbbing tube of flesh. I push it all out, but I can still taste it. They bathe me in filth and blood and piss and bile. They gently rub human waste all over my body. My skin itches. It peels off like wet paper. I beg them to stop, but they don't listen. And then they lock me up with him. He's always there, closer. Each time the rot, it comes with him. It goes within. It becomes me. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This is all in the game. Whether the manner we're gonna get, hopefully we get to that, brother. I'm gonna hear this person out because this has grabbed my attention. I don't know anything about Silent Hill. You gotta, hey, I got the entire playthrough of Silent Hill, the original and the remake, on my Missilition Live channel. You should definitely check it out. Pyramid Head ties into this still, yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll address it in the other one. So this was a side theory to support the main theory. Wow, I think this might be it for this page. So I'm gonna pull up the other one. So all right, I'm gonna go to the next page. I did not mean for my OBS to go that far. Relax, brother. Relax. Brother, this person put in the most work for this damn theory. So They also said that this other theory ahead right now is the next one that we have to read to support the other theory, right? And this one is a lot. This is a lot shorter than that one. So yeah, Pyramid. So you gonna have to watch it though, because like Pyramid, that's like you got to watch it though. Just let me be your guide into Silent Hill, huh? All right. Why won't my display capture work? Hello. You busy? If my stream crash, I apologize. Never mind, it won't. I fucked up. I need to finish Stellar Blade, bro. I want to get the fucking the DLC though, so I can play as 2B if she's in there. I might do that tonight. Shit. Oh my god, I love Stellar Blade. Anyway, the room where James found Laura in the hospital has a much bigger and different role in the earlier version of the story. It was called the Playpen. The devs left the bits and pieces of its original purpose inside, perhaps an extra layer of storytelling. I would ask a question, but I'm not gonna ask it all. Yeah. It's on, like I said, it's on my YouTube, and the last I got so many views on the last episode, so apparently people loved it. So enjoy it. It's one of those things, you get some popcorn, cuddle up, and then relax and watch, and let me know what you think. So we got pictures of the Playpen. Okay. In this early version, the 3 patient reports were completely different. Bet. I'm not gonna ask nothing. The 3 patient reports were completely different, and their stories were mostly the same as their original game's patients: Jack, Joshua, and Joseph. James had to collect pieces of their torn reports to piece them together. Keep in mind that James was called Joseph in the early version of the original game, and at some point the devs also considered calling him Jack. The Playpen was specifically about Joseph, and it seems the game was slightly more focused on him than the other 2 patients. Pieces of Joshua's fear patient report are also lying around in the Playpen in the game, although they were supposed to be found in different areas. Yes, interesting. I'm gonna let this person talk, because like it. But that's the thing. The thing is that the asylum patients may be James, and that they're all have identities, because he does have. We've always known that James has multiple sides in him. Like these characters, these things, they represent him in some kind of way. So it's not too far-fetched to think that maybe all of these notes, all of these patients are from him, but just different parts of him. In a report, we can see that the director took advantage of Joseph's delusions and further enabled them. He made the Playpen as an excuse to spend time alone with Joseph and gifted him a doll, telling Joseph that the doll is his daughter that he never had. On the surface, the patient appears stable. See, this is the shit. Never fucking saw this. I need to really scour. I need to scour the game for all of these notes. I have to take my time. Maybe one stream we just go through every fucking level and just go through finding every little thing that we can possibly find. I'm thinking about doing that shit. On the surface, the patient appears stable. He is lucid, fully contingent of surroundings and his surroundings. Wait, bro, I'm gonna just act like I said the fucking word right, because I hate that shit hard as fuck. Surroundings and expresses himself coherently. It's only when I broach the subject that I see how vast the scars upon his psyche are, how deep they run. Therapy and medication have little to no effect. The patient's delusions and associated guilt are too deeply seated. Seeing no other option, I've come up with a treatment that, while unconventional, might bring about some positive results. I've decided not to inform the staff of the special space set up on the 3rd floor. They wouldn't understand. Early results are promising. The patient is responding well to the new therapy. It's actually astonishing how quickly he took to surrogate. He's completely engrossed in in the scenario. You should buy some popcorn just to watch it. It's really cinematic. These must be insanely well hidden. Yeah, dude, honestly, I thought I was, but that was my first playthrough, and I didn't want to take too much time since I was streaming as well, and I know I was uploading it. I've been playing on my PS5. I found a few more notes, but apparently I need to look harder. Bro. I'm gonna go through it. Bro, me too. I be doing that shit too. I just can't do it for too long because I gotta wake up next morning and get to class and shit. And do other stuff. That depresses me. Sometimes I wonder, is it wrong to fight a delusion with another delusion? The daughter whose death he blames himself for, the daughter he never had. So I gave her to him. He seems happy. Perhaps that's all that matters. Wait. What the fuck? Oh my God. He took notes of everything Joseph did in the playthings, showing his obsession. He hadn't shown his true face yet, and tried to earn Joseph's trust. When Joseph's delusions began subsiding, the director was displeased, although a psychiatrist's job is to help the patients. This game is, yeah, facts. I agree. This is so cozy and not depressing and thought-provoking at all. Facts. I can't read all this shit. I can't because it's too thin. I see he starts, huh? Okay, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't read that damn motherfucking the thin ass shit. It's never. Note 1 was written by a staff member after she found the playpen, which the director had kept secret. I will explain the radiograph in the next part. Joseph wrote note 2 later. And the staff had to sedate him to take the doll from him and get him out of here. Can't read that. I saw something about the throw. She took her, doesn't matter. I did it again. She's gone. I don't deserve her. The radiograph mentioned was the doll, showing that the director really went out of his way to enable Joseph's delusions by keeping control over him. This was the x-ray puzzle before the 3 patients were changed, and the doll's x-rays were replaced with James and his own x-rays. All I'm gonna say is, bro, what else the doll gonna represent? Yeah, some of these are really thin. They're realistic, but in the game we will be able to press triangle and read them, I guess. But I don't know if these are in the game right here or these unused. But all of the anything that's unused is still coming from the game files too, which is interesting. The doll doesn't exist in the files, but I believe the teddy bear Laura plays within that scene is supposed to be a reference to the doll. It looks different to all the other teddy bears in the game. The cutscene begins playing. A bed is moved to hide Laura's drawing. Yeah. Some of these are coming straight from the game files, and some of them are in the game. Like, I think these right here are in the game files. Then again, we definitely gonna have to go back through the game. This is on a Twitter thread, bro. I'll have to send you the link real quick. I can send you the link through Discord. What I'll say now is just your own theory. So we're gonna separate this. In the remake, Laura's hair and eye colors were changed to be exact same as James. I'll be RB in 5 minutes if it works. Bet. Her arms were abnormally long. I believe that is because she was supposed to be Joseph's daughter, at least in the early version of the story. What the fuck? She look like Slenderman for? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? So this is just their own theory. Rachel's own theory. So this is not hammered in, but this is that's very interesting. Okay, so now, returning back to the main theory. So we just read about James and his potential connection to the mental hospital, and the playpen, the side story. So we're gonna talk about this now. I'm excited. Now, this is gonna make or break everything. Even if we read all of this shit, we probably still not gonna be sure about nothing, but it's okay, and that's the point of theories. That's what kept the conversation about this game alive for so fucking long. All right, this is gonna be controversial, I feel. James has never been to Silent Hill in this version. James has a PTSD episode in the opening, and Luke Roberts confirmed this, and they broke the camera to see this. Then he recalls a traumatic time of his life during the first couple of years of his hospitalization, which led to him staying hospitalized for so long. Oh my God. Unhinged portrayal playing right now. Perfect timing. So they're not saying that it's fake. They're just saying that the story of the game is not happening right now. He has a PTSD episode, and we're launched into the past. We're launched into the traumatic time of his life. Okay. So I think what they're leading into, before we read into this, let me just guess what they're leading into. So they're saying that he is actually in Silent Hill, but the PTSD episode that he's having triggers it. So when he's going through Silent Hill, he's seeing all this bullshit that kind of happened before, but in metaphors and in creepy images and shit like that. But he's also interacting with these people, which may hint at why he doesn't see certain shit, but it still gives Silent Hill like the I don't know. We gonna have to see how they connect this shit. James has never been to Silent Hill in this version. What's really happening in the game is similar to the playpen, but it's much worse and it goes deeper. Note how the director used a doll in the playpen to enable and worsen James's hallucinations for his own sick reasons. And this happened before. Okay, all right, this is where we getting controversial at, but we gonna hear them out. We're gonna hear them out. Chat, agree with me. We're gonna hear them out. Gang, we gonna hear them out. We gonna hear them out, all right? We're gonna hear out Rachel. Agreement, we're gonna hear them out before we say anything, all right? You too, we gotta hear them out. We gotta hear them out, all right? This is gonna be a long ass video, so y'all better get your fucking popcorn. Mary is not real. She's the mannequin we keep seeing everywhere. Look at the similar pose. The director is a sick, controlling narcissist and thinks his patients are toys and takes advantage of their trauma to play out his fantasies. He has done this to other people too. Okay, let's check it out. My software can't read it, gibberish. Damn. No, it's all right. It's too late. I'm not going back. I we'll look at it later. I just think it was like a supportive note thing. So let's look at Mary's pose here, because I did see this and this piqued my interest right here. Did you see this? Now look over here. Now look over here. Are we examining it? Let's look at her feet. Her feet are that way. Yeah, the director is already real. That's what we're saying. So pretty much they're saying that the director has a bigger part to play in this game with James than we think. And he's actually directed at James. This is you could say a similar pose. Back to feet watch. So the feet ain't the same, but they're not saying it's the same pose. It's a very similar pose. I'll hear you out. I will explain later in my thread why Mary looks sick and why James killed her. But right now, you're saying Mary isn't real. Then again, she's never really real because she's fucking dead in the game. But let's see where you're going with this. I will explain later in the thread why Mary looks sick and why James killed her and the very important points in the story. For now, I'll start with the basics. There are hints everywhere in the game that it all takes place in a mental hospital, and many hints lead to padded cells. That is very true, and I've never thought about that. I can be your Mary. You can be my Mary anytime. Keep it a book. Patient's well-being is in your hands. Listen. Padded walls throughout, blocking him from leaving. Emergency evaluation instructions. The general emergency alarm is a one short blast followed by one long blast. If you're in your cabin, go to the allotted assembly station. If you're near assembly station, okay, do not leave. Okay. Give them that. We're gonna start checking them off. Thumbs up and thumbs down. So this is a thumbs up right here. There's a lot of hinting towards padded cells, right? We'll give them a thumbs up there because there's a lot. Like fucking think about it. The lion figures are literally in their flesh wrapped up in fucking fucking jackets. You know, the straight jackets. In Woodside, all of the apartments have intercoms like those of hospital rooms, and notes left by staff refer to the neighbors as if they're patients, and the staff are allowed to enter and search the apartments to touch the neighbors' belongings at any time. Those are the intercoms. Okay. The gate is open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Outside those hours, request assistance at the reception. Please deliver these to Mrs. Millie from 102. I'm really worried about her. She's been cooped up all alone with his belongings for days on end. She won't even move them, and God forbid anyone else touching anything. It's breaking my heart just to be thinking about it. Yeah, it becomes so we haven't made it to the asylum quite yet. But you're right, there's so much referring to it. Intercoms one is a thumbs down. I can agree with that. That's very shaky. This over here, the bottom two, the notes talking about the neighbors as the patients. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, that's shaky. That part is shaky. The top one is shaky. I think they could have left that one out. The language that they're using to talk about. Yeah, Richard, I am very interested to see what they talk about with the asylum, though. I'm very interested in that because the asylum has some fucking creepy rooms and some weird ass shit in there. They also refer to the janitor like a figure of authority, even though everything else in the game shows that the janitor is James. This specific note refers to the director. Also, I will say that this, to clarify, Rachel says, I didn't like this plot twist. That was in the last thread. I'm dumb then. To clarify, I really didn't like this plot twist, and I didn't want to believe it. The way it's all disguised at the same time is right in our faces, supposed to instill on us the same feelings of shock, denial, and anger that James felt. This is true psychological horror. I will say that if this is true, it's fucking terrifying, and it's gonna be something that makes, if it's true, it makes you go, whoa. It's stupid that a bunch of the hate that these people are like, what? Why are you getting hate for making theories, Rachel? That's ridiculous. Yeah, so dear madam, in response to your complaint regarding the gunshots heard coming from 217, we have paid a visit to the tenant, and he assured us that he does not own any firearms. He was fully cooperative and granted us access to the apartment. True to his words, we did not find any weapons or traces of using one. Should the noise persist, please inform the janitor. When James picks up Mary's handkerchief, he looks shocked, and it triggers a cutscene that is completely unrelated to Mary and her illness. There's a reason for that. After the cutscene, the director can be heard speaking faintly among all the noise in the kitchen. I'm gonna pause the music to listen. Are they saying that this doom is the director faintly speaking? Because the director does has a very deep voice. No, I think it's that Nah, it's the Nah, it's in this video right here. I think. Because they wouldn't post this video for this not to happen. I'm stupid. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. When James picks up Mary's handkerchief, he looks shocked by it and triggers a cutscene completely unrelated. We'll continue going. Maybe I'm stupid. I might be stupid there. I heard a Okay. You have me playing on TV. That makes sense. That ain't sneezing. That's whatever the fuck Pyramid Head doing with the damn mannequins back there, unfortunately. But yeah, you heard a Yeah. I'm wearing headphones, so that makes sense. I heard a on the director's board in his locked room, he used a handkerchief to wipe down the hammer from the lobotomy puzzle, which that puzzle really disturbed me in a way I don't know how to explain. And it even marked to draw attention to it. The lobotomy has been illegal for a very long time, and it didn't even involve hammers. The lobotomy puzzle symbolizes a completely different type of penetration, and that's why the mannequin in the puzzle looks terrified. The note next to it implies essay, and James makes sinister comments on the two items. Disturbing detail here. We're gonna read that in a minute. So we already read that note, and then instrument of force for breaking through. I don't wanna leave this tab, so I'm gonna open it up in a new tab. I did not mean to do that. Fuck. All right, so I hope I don't get demonetized or whatever. One of the most disturbing sexual symbolisms in Silent Hill 2 Remake, when James aims his gun at the lamp, it reacts and starts moving. After aiming it for some time, the lamp will masturbate. You can also hear a man's heavy breathing. I don't want to say what the whole film. This is okay. So is this gonna be a glitch or is this intentional? Let's see. Well, monetization. Bye. All right. That's the first one where I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the first part of the thread right here that makes this shit look stupid as hell. It is also to note that James makes a sinister comment on the 2 items in this area, which is something that he doesn't usually do. What does James say? They're gonna have to come back big from this. The mannequin's eye holes dripped with the same black fluid. It's the abstract that his legs. There's a recording of the director laughing shortly after in a symbol. Instrument of force for breaking through. Key of bliss for touching the mind. Are they? Oh, so these are James' notes on it, yeah? Because it is in his inventory. And then creepy laughter. Very interesting. Because if they're in James' inventory, what I believe that ceiling means is that SA trauma always affects people sexually in various ways. A coping mechanism most common in men will be forcing themselves to recall the trauma in some kind of way, followed by feelings of both arousal and hatred. Yeah, this part right here is very weak. That takes a lot of steam out of what they had going so far. You can say that for a lot of the other stuff, but at least it had enough. That literally looks like a glitch. Yeah. Bro said maybe James is a poet. Okay. The majority of Blue Creek looks just like the apartments of Silent Hill 4, where James grew up. There are photos that only appear once and never again in the game. They might be James's family photos. As a psychiatrist, the director knew how James's brain worked. He knows how he grew up and what his childhood was like. He knows all about his traumas. He also knows exactly what goes through the mind, what triggers him. The photos are specifically there for that reason. The thing is, he said there might be James's family photos. And then goes, the photos are specifically there for that reason. We don't know that. The thing is, the SA theory with the mental hospital, that has the most feel, and it could also be, let's say James was in a mental hospital, he got out, he met Mary, and that happened, and then he has to go back and revisit, so it all connects. I can believe that. I can believe that. That other theory, I could believe that, and that still alone adds so much tragedy if it is there. Josh, what the hell, bro? That adds a lot of theory to that theory in a sense, right? But this right here is this whole thing's a stretch so far, especially that fucking lamp. Let's continue though. I'm gonna still hear him out, but if this ain't making sense about 15 down, we gonna move on and we gonna watch Joshua's video most likely, unless I choose to be an asshole and watch it off stream. We're gonna see though. There since he's late. How you doing though? Yeah, that's get a better sleep schedule, bud. There are many hints early in Blue Creek that James lost someone to seppuku, suicide. Possibly his mother. His father is alive as of Silent Hill 4. And in this note, his remaining family implies that he lost at least one close family member, if not more. This case bears a disturbing similarity to a situation that took place in a facility a few years back. The patient was admitted on a court order, but with the consenting of his remaining family, his condition appeared to be improving. For the first few weeks, the administered medications paired with individual sessions with a psychologist and art therapy alleviated his avolition. We've already read this. That's a bit of some things here. These are stretches, some of these. Although most things in the game are real, a few specific props were put there by the director because they trigger something in James, and they're supposed to lead James on a sick game that he has set up. There are mirror pieces hanging from the ceiling all over the apartment. There are mirrors all around James. James blames himself for what happened. The director knows it, so forcing him to face his trauma breaks him mentally, so his hallucinations will become worse. brother, this started to lose steam a few. The other two theories were good. I could believe them, and I could actually accept that, but this is getting rough. I'm not sure what the time on the clock puzzle and all the clocks in the game symbolize, but it is obviously very important. It might be the time of his mother's death. Oh no! Nah, but bro, you cooked. You are cooked. You ain't cooking, you cooked. I'm sorry, Rachel. No hate, Rachel. I appreciate the time that you have put into these theories. Your other two theories were really good. This theory here is a big stretch, Rachel. Okay, I'm not saying that you don't hate or nothing like that. This is just a big stretch. I just gotta say. I love the other theory, mainly the one about James being a mental patient, and Masahiro Ito may have mentioned. No, Ito did mention that James might have been a mental patient, and that right there, that whole theory that you found with all of those notes in that mental hospital, that could be true, and that would be fucked up. What if James was a mental patient who was essayed, who made it out, who met Mary, had a life, she got sick, he was forced to reconcile with the demons of killing her, and also the sexual frustration that he felt, which is why all of his creatures are like formed around sexuality, as well as him being able to see abstract daddy. What if the confusion in the drive was his mental dealing with all the fucking sexual trauma that he went through? So he kind of like, I'm just saying, like, if you add all of that shit up, maybe that alone could be something. But this shit right here is dumb as hell. And that's just not, and I'm not saying that your research is dumb. I'm just saying that, like, some of these, I'll just say this, a lot of these in this thread are a big stretch. This is a lot of, like this right here, this is, if you're gonna give a theory, I would say keep it like your other one, because your other one, you weren't like, a lot of times maybe, might, like, give us some confidence with it. And also don't be like, if you can't connect it to something, don't just make a big guess, because there's nothing directly here. There's nothing directly here for us to aim at. This is just like tossing it out. Mary must have been a James and Nima before Mary. She looks and behaves like a motherly figure. Maybe she was created to fill the void from both his mother's suicide and his overall loneliness. Men who were traumatized by their mothers often look for similar women. I don't think that makes you take it away, brother. Cause I think that adds a depth, like, cause it's not saying that James is not just a random, like, he is still just a guy, but there's so much stuff in that hospital that could have added to this. That he was a patient who got out, because so many of those notes in the hospital, like, who are these about? These represent something, and it has to be more important than what it is. The director has a bigger ploy to play here, and I do think that could still add to it, but I don't know, dude. The other one could be valid, and I would actually be interested in looking at that game from a different perspective, going back. Maybe we do a stream where we go through every level and just scour every single corner. Maybe we could do that. Maybe. But this is ridiculous. All right, to be fair though, if you watch The Penguin, that's all I'm gonna say. You need to watch The Penguin, but this is a big stretch. She might have been another version of Anima created about her abuse. They will explain why she's a stripper, having the entertainment she's an attracted to. But Maria, we see in the game, is in fact the director acting. Just like the doll in the playpen, the mannequin didn't work for long, so the director at some point started pretending to be Mary until James grew to hate Mary and killed her. Let's listen to this.
You think it'll stare back?
Oh, I didn't know about that shit though. That's cool. That still does not support this theory, but that's fucking cool. That's my favorite note in the game anyway. But yeah, that doesn't support this theory. That explains why James panics when Maria touches him, and when he enters room 106 in Jackson to stay where he wants to get out, and she tries to convince him to stay. He may have repressed memories, but a part of him still remembers and knows it will happen again. Again, this does not support the theory. This supports the other theory that James was potentially SA'd, so when she touches him, he does pull away. He has a confusing relationship with sex. That could be something there. In Heaven's Night, Maria tries to get James to drink. The rescue have whiskey bottles in his locker room, another whiskey bottle to his couch with a pair of pants on it, like he got someone drunk and undressed him. James is on meds and alcohol reacts to him really badly. Or you could just, James was an alcoholic potentially after the shit he possibly went through in the mental hospital. That's not that deep. I don't think I see alcohol bottles. This has unraveled so fast, dude. While waiting for James at the door, the right side of her mouth droops and her eyes are asymmetrical like the director's. Maybe James's hallucinations are subsiding. Also, if James tries to leave through the back door, Maria calls out to him. Her eye twitches a little.
You okay over there?
Oh no. The story about the Lady of Light is made up based on what he keeps these sessions secret from the staff. Rachel might be in Silent Hill themselves. When Laura runs away and James gets upset, Maria smiles behind James and her choker is missing. If you talk to her while she's laying on the bed, she breaks character and stops acting like she's sick. She disappears. Specifically when James unlocks the director's safe. I think that's just a glitch because you can still see some black from the goddamn choker right there. Laura in the playpen is also the director. How do you go from such a good theory to this? Then Laura starts acting childish because she's not the director anymore. The director in the room is with James and he's the flesh-lip monster. When the second monster snatches James, we only see a moment in the game where he's in the real world. He's on a stretcher being transported through a hospital corridor. You can hear the stretcher's wheels. That can imply he was SA'd again and he passed out. Okay. I think that Rachel's other theory is the only one we should look at. Bro, the wind is killing us. Why is it so windy here? I'm not dumping on Rachel, but this ain't it. What the fuck? What? Somebody say, I'll say it again. This is the worst lyricism of circumcision theory. Yeah, like, yeah, the other theory, I'm gonna post the whole VOD on YouTube. The other theory was really, really well thought out. It had a lot. I think what happened was potentially Rachel might have got really overzealous with the other theory that was really good and then reached further. Because right here in the remake, Angela is the only other character who is real. This is completely false because Masahiro Ito already confirmed that James, obviously James, fucking Eddie, Laura, and Angela are all real. You are going directly against the mold here. This is thing, I don't want this to take away from Rachel's other theory, which was really fucking good. Like, I could actually believe that. It makes me want to go throughout the game. This? Nah. Nah. I'm gonna just scroll if I. She got way into her bag and pulled the lint out after the third. Yeah. The videotape is not real. It wasn't real in the original game either. It wasn't even connected to a power supply. James can't see the fire in the staircase, only feels the heat. That's true. He doesn't really leave the staircase. Behind the door is the basement where he came from. He's also ashamed of staring at his own reflection in the red square after watching the second talking to Angela. Maria is smiling while she's waiting for James to enter the room with the twin pyramid. She also smiles throughout the fight and watches James and has the texture of dirt that looks like a mustache on her face that she didn't have before. Yeah. I don't think she's smiling. I think she's upside down and dead and her face is doing some crazy shit. That's eerie as fuck, though. That's eerie as fuck. But no, she's not. I don't think she's just smiling like, We already know that, yeah, James is Pyramid Head is a part of James. I'm literally James. Okay. He was your wife? The graphics describe him as dark, James dark and violent side of first full of rage, blah, blah, blah. Her facial animation is nuts. I love it, though. I fucking love it. Oh, my God, dude. This is rough. This is a rough ass. Mary's face turns masculine. She has the director's hair, receding hairline, and mouth is posed to look like a mustache. She has a tentacle between her legs. I'm literally the guy that worked for the botanist shop that left that note for James to found. All right. This might be the kill shot. This might be the Eminem kill shot right here. Let's read this. Let's listen to this. During the boss fight, the director's voice is mixed into the monster noises, still trying to manipulate James. Keep it a stack. When James kills Maria, he kills the director in the real world, which is why he's still in a mental hospital 2 decades later. People with such a severe mental illness can't go to prison and instead, whatever. What is we supposed to be hearing? I don't know if it's a he or she, so we're just gonna call him they, just in case. Joshua, just in case. I don't know, but bro made me want to whiskey on Ross, and I'm the whiskey. I won't risk it by posting more clearer sounding audios because some people. I always do that by auto default, just in case, brother. Just in case. I made a habit out of that. You have to make a habit out of that. Because some people try to attack me and mass report me since yesterday, but because they don't like what I post. But these 2 different audios should be enough. I do not hear anything in those, Rachel. I don't. James started hating Mary when he realized he got essayed every time after he had sex with her, and at some point, I seen it over there. I might get a drink, bro. Nigga. Oh, hell nah, bro. The way he puts 2 fingers in the ice cream and licks them and the sound that makes suggest. Bro. All right, nah. I said, listen, bro. Listen, man. I'm about to be a complete asshole right now. I might report this page too. Nah, but nah, bro. Nah. He looks like the original James brother. Is there anything here to just... The meat in the freezer where James fights him looks like a penis with forks. I just want to say I would kiss that bitch on the mouth. So right now I will kiss my computer screen. That's wife. Oh no. In Bliss, and he gave James White Claudia, which in the Silent Hill games is a drug similar to cocaine. James takes it and thinks he's in the tape, but the director is about behind him. He's about to get essayed again. More about the Bliss. I'm not reading none of that shit. In the Bliss ending, something scares James and makes him freeze. Then there's something behind him. Move away, the camera catches him. Mary's breasts also become flat when James puts the camera down. All right, man. Oh, brother. According to the game files, stillness is the true ending of the remake. When the screen goes black, we hear James exit the car. I still haven't heard that. I gotta listen to it again. It speeds off into the lake on its own. That means James decided to let go his hallucinations and move on or heal from his drama. Nigga, why the fuck would he like leave his only way out driving out? He was gonna walk on. Okay, whatever. Bro, I'm getting PTSD from reading this shit. James asked Mary if he was responsible always been waiting. Man, shut the fuck up. I'm getting mad. This pissing me off. This is actually upsetting me. To clarify, I really didn't like this plot twist and didn't want to believe it. Okay, so like, yeah, so like, bro, I'm about to read some of these comments. This fucked up the other theory because it's so fucking the other one was like, I could believe it. All right, so let me just shut this down real quick. Let's shut this down real quick. Masahiro Ito. This person tagged him in this post. Headcanon is just headcanon. This is everything we need to know. To sum all of this shit up, man. He said, that nigga said, nah, but to sum all this up, this will sum up the entire complete theory that we just read. Is this theory true? This person thinks none of the game is actually real, and James is in a mental hospital being raped repeatedly. Headcanon is just headcanon. Thank you, Ito-san. Big fan. To be honest, I'm so exhausted having to deal with their headcanon. Seriously. What is even happening in this Silent Hill 2? Oh my God. Hey, how you doing, baby girl? Welcome. How you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. You just saved your life by not reading this theory. I'm sorry. The theory that you told me to read, we just read this shit. Like the one thing that I could say is potentially James might have been a mental patient. Everything after that bullshit is ass. And Ito just denied the theory. Nah, he didn't. Okay. He didn't deny that theory. He denied the theory that we just read about James being raped repeatedly and that none of this is real. But thank you so much for subbing, Faye. How you doing? My head hurt. My broke ass is watching 160p. I can't see shit. Damn. Unfortunate. Get better Wi-Fi. People always want more. It reminds me of some of the insane FNAF theories that hold no water. Yeah. That's the only thing that makes sense. But this whole theory about the clocks represent the time that his mom died, and none of this is real at all, even though Ito-san was like, yeah, it's like Angela, Eddie, and fucking Laura are real. This person went and said, nah, none of them are real except for Angela. Bruh. And bro said, it's so exhausting dealing with their headcanons, bro. This is hilarious as fuck. This is fucking hilarious. Yeah, this entire dude. We forgetting the casual reference to men wanting women who look like their mom. Wallahi, I'm finished, motherfucker. I truly am.